Hey guys, Alex Miller here. I wanted to make a video about Jesus and money trading because lately I've become a Bitcoin broker. I'm buying and selling Bitcoin for Canadian dollars. And, this story of Jesus evicting the money traders out of the temple, uh, I was reminded of that. I wanted to know, why was Jesus so angry? And why did he use violence instead of reason? So I did some research and it's pretty interesting. I hope you enjoy it. So, first of all, money in the time and place of Jesus. Money was metallic coins and they were typically made out of gold, silver, copper, or alloys such as bronze or brass. The Roman coins were the most popular. Um, so let's start with sort of a cheap one, the as. That was made out of bronze or brass. I'm forgetting actually. And it's kind of like a quarter or a loonie maybe. Then the denarius is a small silver coin, and that was worth about a day's labor for a common laborer. So maybe $100 bill. And then the aureus is the gold coin, and you can see it's pretty distinctive, and it would have felt really heavy. That's worth about 25 denarius. So that's worth a lot of money. Not many people saw aureuses on a regular basis. But then there was a whole bunch of other coins around too. Older Greek coins were also common, and they may have had a higher purity. Let's zoom in on the denarius a little bit. It was first minted in about 300 years before Christ with 99% silver. In the time of Jesus, people think the average denarii had about 80% silver, 20% copper. This is because of Gresham's law, which says that bad money pushes good money out of circulation. And this happened to all coins throughout history, from the Roman denarius to the Italian florin of the Renaissance to the American and Canadian pennies of the 20th century. All coins decrease in purity, and the Antoninus it happened to it really quickly. So in the 240s common era, it was about 40% silver, and then just 30 years later it was less than 5% silver. And the reason this happens is because you can imagine, if you have this coin and this coin in your pocket, and you want to buy something, you're going to try to get rid of this coin. And people are going to save up these coins. And then once the market is full of these coins, people are going to melt these down and remake coins like that with less silver in them. And this trend is going to keep on decreasing. This is one of the problems of silver and metal in general for money, and I'll come back to that. The Tyrian shekel was a Greek-style coin, also silver, and the temple authorities in Jerusalem required the Tyrian shekel as payment for temple tax for visiting the temple. The reasons they did this, well, we can't be exactly sure. There's a few out there, ideas. One, it had no idolatrous images on it. Two, it may have had higher silver content. I put a question mark behind that because assaying or determining the quality of silver is really difficult. This silver bar says 0.999 silver, but I don't know that. I mean, it sounds like silver. It's pretty heavy, kind of soft. I don't know if it's 0.999 or 0.92. To do this accurately requires high-tech equipment. To do this in the time of Jesus would require an acid test, which is really not that accurate. So Roman authorities, this is, I think, key. Roman authorities also allowed Jewish authorities to mint shekels, this Greek-style coin. Jewish authorities had permission to mint this. Okay, so let's get to Jesus and the money changers. The whole kerfuffle happened in the courtyard of the Second Temple in Jerusalem, a huge temple, as you can see. Anybody was allowed in this courtyard. Jewish women were allowed in this area, and Jewish men were allowed inside the temple itself. Now, every year at Passover, almost 500,000 pilgrims would come to this temple to worship. And each one had to pay a shekel, a silver coin, worth more than 2 days' labor. So there was a huge flow of Roman coins into the courtyard because that's the common coins of the day. And then there was these money traders who would take Roman money and give shekels for pilgrims to use in the temple. Now, the money traders faced an inventory problem. They were constantly getting Roman money and constantly giving out shekels. So unless the people in the temple, the treasurer of the temple, came out and met them at this gate or whatever and gave them more shekels and took Roman money at whatever rate, these money traders would have been faced the dilemma of going out of business or having to raise prices. So it's entirely possible that pilgrims were paying 2 silver coins to buy 1 silver coin in order to get inside the temple. They'd made this long voyage. What were they going to do? So Jesus saw this. He saw inexplicable organized crime appearing in the courtyard of the holiest temple in the land. And logically, he was furious. He was really angry. So he entered the temple courts. He drove out all who were buying and selling there. He overturned the table of the money changers and the benches of those selling doves. It is written, he said to them, my house will be called a house of prayer, but you are making it a den of robbers. Matthew 21, 12, 13. So what was the cause of Jesus's violence? Jesus had never used violence before. Well, the proximate or close causes were the refusal of the temple authorities to accept the common Roman coins. If they had just accepted all money, then there wouldn't have been a business for money traders, and that would have been okay. But the Jewish priests didn't want to accept these Roman coins, which may have been lower silver content. They wanted to know exactly what they were getting, and they minted the shekels so that way they could have some control over it. So a deeper cause is the mixability of silver. It can be mixed with copper, and you don't really know if that's what you're getting. And 2, the assayability of copper. I don't know if this coin is more pure than another coin. So these are flaws in silver, and there are also flaws in copper and gold. We don't know exactly the purity of what we're getting. So that brings me back to Bitcoin. Bitcoin is unmixable. It's always 100% pure. It solves this problem that metallic money had. And I think for those reasons, Jesus would have, put his stamp of approval, so to speak, on Bitcoin as a really good money that could solve a lot of societal problems. Now, that being said, I don't think Jesus would have endorsed accumulating a lot of Bitcoin, because Matthew 19:23 says, truly, I tell you, it is hard for someone who is rich to enter the kingdom of heaven. Hope you enjoyed that.